I was accused by a black teacher of talking too much. And I went on a field trip. We won't go into the details. Basically, I talked to a white family. I initiated a conversation as I had done in Canada a month before. I was now back in North Carolina where that wasn't done. You stayed in your lane. I never had. So it's interesting that it was a black adult who chose to chastise me for being human and asking a question. Perhaps she was afraid. Who knows what it was all about? But I've never forgotten that. I learned through therapy much later to forgive her. I think she thought she was protecting me.
Yeah.
Who knows? But she made me apologize to her entire class because I had gone on a class trip for something that I did not feel was wrong. All I did was ask. I just engaged in a conversation. So coffee no cream is not necessarily or initiated by a person who looks a certain way, a person who's a certain age. I think it has to do with your indoctrination mentally. Do you think you're good enough to be here? And the answer for me has to be, yes, I do. So I'll stop there.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so let me just make sure I understand. You
Uh-huh.
got chastised because you spoke to another another white person, teacher,
Yeah.
class.
No, we were on a field trip. We were
Okay.
out on, yeah. And so I was just, enjoying where we were. We were at some kind of historical site. And there was a family there, and the children and I were chatting, and I asked the adult, their parent, a question. It was very innocuous. It was very innocent. But the
Yeah.
fact is, what I believe that I was being told was, and I think let's give the lady grace,
Yeah.
to not get in trouble with anyone, stay in your lane. Don't be initiating outside of people who look like you, and certainly outside of people from a 10-year-old, 9 or 10, to an adult. Because I was not taught to differentiate. Yes, you were respectful of adults, but
Sure.
you could still ask questions of them. I don't
Hmm.
want to spend too much time, but I hope the context makes
Yeah,
sense.
it totally does. And I'm just to get an understanding. What was the apology supposed to be to the class?
The apology I think she was looking for is that it what I think the intent was is that I'm sorry I didn't stay in my lane, and that's not what I said. I think I
Hmm.
said I'm sorry that you didn't understand that I was just being polite and courteous because
Good
I'm
for
sorry, that's
you.
who I am. Well, but it was very scary because, of course, my
Hmm.
mom, who
Yeah.
taught in the same school that I was in, was
Yeah.
not happy that I
Yeah.
was in trouble. But I don't want to spend too much more time on this. I just want to say that coffee, no cream moments can have more than one connotation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay,
It-
stop there.
all kinds of connotations.